All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Goalie Resiliency, episode 19 in season 2, and another friend of the show coming back probably the most storied franchise, maybe not only in hockey, but in all of sport. And, you know, you're honoring the amazing franchise that it is, the Montreal Canadiens.
I've apologized to Johnny Bauer and Mike Palmatier, but you have to watch the segment in full to get the story behind this. This is a painful moment.
All right, we won't tease them. Yeah, we will. Anyways, we're going to get to an interview, the two segments like we always do. And in my fancy Larry Walker jersey, I get to talk to him about Montreal.
Really exciting interview that you had with Ben. We're really looking forward to seeing this new start for him. Chris kind of delves in to some of Ben's background and some of the teams he's been with, and then looks into the future with the Montreal Canadiens organization.
Welcome to the Icebox, and bonjour, and welcome to a new Montreal Canadiens prospect, Ben Gaudreau, going into your second year of pro hockey. Tell me, first of all, a little bit about what it means to you. Obviously, you've a guy named Carey Price, who you've kind of liked over the years, and now you're going to be wearing the same jersey in the organization. Tell me about what that was like for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's unreal. I mean, growing up as a Montreal fan, it's definitely an honor to be in an organization like that. And I mean, you look at how storied they are too. I mean, it's pretty impressive. So I've heard lots of great things. I mean, being in contact with Joe Verbetic here, used to play in North Bay, and a couple other guys that I know that have played in that organization, they all say great things about it. So I'm really looking forward to getting started with it, and it's going to be an exciting year.
Your expectations going into your first year with the Canadiens organization?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's going to be an exciting year, and I mean, there's a lot of unknown of kind of how it's going to all balance out. At the end of the year, I mean, I'm just hoping for a good year and hopefully a longer playoff run than we had this year. And no matter where I'm at, either in Laval or Three Rivers, I'm just hoping to kind of improve my game, advance my career, and see how that can go, and then hopefully help the team out as well.
Now, looking at the depth chart, a guy that followed Kenny around, actually ended up bumping Kenny down the depth chart in Charlotte, has now signed with Montreal, and you actually have familiarity with Kaapo Kähkönen when you were with the team that originally drafted you, the Sharks. So I know he's one of the ones that's in the mix that you'll be playing, with potentially, or trying to, jump over. So tell me, I guess, what that is like. I guess you first experienced it last year in the Blackhawks organization.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fun. I mean, you get to know the guys really well. Last year we had Comesso and Weeks that were kind of above me there, so getting to know them and getting to go to battle with them every day. I mean, at the end of the day, it's that's what it is, and we all support each other. And I mean, throughout the year, whether I had a good game or they had a good game, we were both sending texts back and forth. So yeah, like you said, I know Kaapo a little bit there from being in San Jose, and when he was there, he was a great guy, so I'm looking forward to getting to see him again. And I mean, the other goalies too, I mean, you mark up some younger guys like Fowler there. I mean, that's an exciting guy to get to see play and get to hopefully know.
You got your feet wet in pro last year. First round pick in the OHL, future franchise goalie in Sarnia. Now you're coming in after a season in Chicago where you went on a 1-year deal and went up and down between, played most of the time in Indy in the ECHL. But tell me, I guess, what that experience was for you, your first year of full pro hockey.
Yeah, I mean, it was an awesome experience. The organization I was with was unbelievable, so it made it a lot of fun. It was just from top to bottom, it was a lot of fun. I mean, being there the first little bit, getting to meet some of the NHL guys like Pat Maroon, Nick Foligno, all those guys, Peter Mrazek. It was a lot of fun getting to know those guys, talk to them, and then going through the organization into like the goaltending coaches and the coaching staff and everything. I got pretty lucky. I mean, we had a great group of guys as well, which always helps. And I mean, it was a lot of fun. It's definitely a learning curve going into pro hockey, coming out of the OHL. It's a tough schedule, and it's a lot of grind. It's a big grind for sure. I mean, you get on the road, you got 14-hour bus trips, which I mean, I think that was our combined longest drive from there back in the OHL, right? So I mean, it's definitely a little bit of an adjustment period. But I mean, once you get into it and get going, there's nothing like it. It's a lot of fun, and when you get a good group to go to battle with, it's a lot of fun as well.
how great you had some time, especially at the beginning of the year in training camp, to go on the ice with Connor Bedard, and a lot of guys talk about his shot. Is it all that it's cracked up to be, his release and how he, how he's able to get that puck off so quickly?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I've played with him before, so I knew what I was getting
That's
myself
right, you
into.
did in the with Team Canada, right?
So it was. It's good to see the guy. I mean, he's just, again, a really good guy. He never
How much
shies
is his shot improved from back in U18 to NHL?
It's tough to say, because you know what? I mean, his shot was so good at U18 already, where it was like, how much room can you really improve on it? It's obviously gotten even faster somehow. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, he's had an unbelievable shot since he was, I guess, 15 when I was playing with him at the U18s. So it's impressive to see. I mean, he just keeps getting better. Like I said, he's a great guy too, which makes it fun. I mean, you see him, he's always, hey, how's it going, man? Like, never shies away from that stuff. So he's a great guy, and he's just getting started, which is cool to see too. I mean, he's so young. He just turned 20, I think they said, right? So it's going to be cool to see what he can do.
We touched on a little bit before the interview, talking about a guy that you played against and know a little bit about, former junior trapper Evan Cormier.
Yeah.
You played against him in the ECHL. Maybe touch on what your reaction was to see that crazy experience where he ended up being the, kind of like the third goalie as a black ace goaltender, I guess as they call it, with the Panthers, and the way literally getting to hold the cup before some of the vets were able to at the start. Tell me what that was like, seeing a guy like that who you've known for a while.
No, 100%. I mean, at first it was great playing him. I mean, it was my first game in the league, and I looked down, I got him and Keith Kincaid on the other side, so that's a little intimidating, but I mean, it was a lot of fun. He played a great game. It was cool to watch him, and yeah, I mean, when it comes to that, I mean, it just proves that you're one phone call away or one spot away from jumping up, and the next thing you know, you're in the NHL. And like for him, I mean, best case scenario, you're in there for Stanley Cup playoffs, and it's a lot of fun for that. And I mean, I think it shows how good of a guy he is if they're handing out the trophy before some of the vets are getting it, right? So I mean, I think that just proves it's not all about how much you play or whatever. I mean, there's a big part of it's just being a good guy. I mean, especially when I went up to Rockford, I mean, that's something you got to focus on, and take a little bit of time just to be there, be a good teammate, and help everybody out, and make sure they're kind of they got what they need, and you got what you needed, and you can kind of help everything out. And I'm sure a guy like that going in doing the black ace skates, I'm sure he was out there for a couple hours even after, making sure he was getting dialed in and helping out the guys. And I mean, I think they noticed that it went far ways, and I mean, gets rewarded with a Stanley Cup, obviously. And at the end of the day, I mean, some people might try to take it away from him, saying that he didn't play, but I mean, those guys take it's a big responsibility being a black ace. I mean, even when I was in Syracuse the year before, I mean, they had me doing some crazy things there. So I mean, I know what it takes, and it's at the end of the day, it's a real hard job. So for him to go in there, do it, and get rewarded like that, it's pretty awesome to see.
Moving on, a really change. First of all, maybe tell me what your reaction was when you first heard the rumor, when everything started to stir about the NCAA and CHL kind of marriage, which I think no one really 5-6 years ago, 20 years ago, never thought you would ever see the day where they would be, working together. Tell me, I guess, what your reaction was in the fall when you heard the news that NCAA players could play in the CHL and vice versa.
No, I mean, it's good, I think, for the leagues to be able to kind of do that. I think there's got to be some structure taken to it. I think the thing that kind of screws over the OHL teams now is guys leaving, which, I mean, obviously we've seen in the last couple of weeks here, it's happened quite a bit. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for your career, and that's what those guys are doing. Most of the guys you see leaving are high picks and high kind of potential players, so they know going into college you're going to be playing against bigger, stronger guys, and you got to accept that and kind of understand it. But I mean, it's cool. I mean, if coming out as a overager last year in the OHL, I was kind of looking at that and hoping that it was going to be open as another option in case pro didn't kind of pan out. But I mean, I think it's a great opportunity for after. I wish it'd almost make a little bit of a rule where you got to be at least 20 or something. Just because, like I said, I mean, guys are spending first round picks on you, and it's tough to leave. It's a commitment, right? So
I don't mind. I get it with the 19 and 20 year olds, but it is tough with the 18. And then I think it's really tough to see, because you can imagine how much money Medicine Hat would be making if Gavin McKenna was with them for the whole year next year. Now,
100%.
granted, they had a great run. They won a championship, so Gavin could say, I've already won.
Yeah.
And I know Ryan Houlihan told me, I think it was last summer, he said he almost was bored at the Helinkas because he's so good. So he might be like an exception to it.
There's exceptions for sure. Sure. I mean, it's tough to say that because you almost contradict yourself, but it's I think the exceptions are kind of stuff like that. I mean, a guy like that, I mean, when you've won everything and done everything you can possibly do, I mean, like, I didn't pay too much attention to what he had this year, but I'm guessing he was probably around 130 points. I mean, at that point, it makes sense to go up and try to play some tougher competition, and you'll get that in the NCAA. I mean, just off of strength and size alone, you're getting men. I mean, there's 24-year-olds, 25-year-olds in the NCAA, right? So you're playing against men at that point, and that's going to help him further his game. And yeah, there's obviously exceptions like that, and other guys that have made the move are probably fall into that exact same exemption. But yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely got to be taken with caution, because the last thing you want to see is every league kind of fall apart just due to guys switching and going back and forth. So it'll be interesting to see how it carries out in the next couple of years here. But yeah.
When you were younger, obviously there had to be a choice that you had to make. Like, were there any schools that were knocking on Ben Gaudreau's door, and you had to make the choice of staying and sticking with the OHL?
Yeah, I mean, I was coming in. I was lucky enough to be pretty highly touted coming into the OHL draft. So there was a couple schools that I was really considering. Went on a couple like unofficial visits to like Michigan State, and stuff like that, and. I mean, Michigan was awesome. I mean, you go in there, they were playing Notre Dame at their home rink on like a Saturday or something, and it was just packed in there, and the band was going crazy, the student section was going crazy. So that was one that it definitely took some swaying to go into the OHL. But I mean, I kind of had a rule in my head going in that if I was going to be a top pick and going to play my 16-year-old year, that there was no reason not to go OHL and get started with junior hockey kind of at the highest level as quick as possible.
Awesome. Thought I'd wear the Expos jersey. Like I said, you're only 1 year old when the team left, but I wore it in honor of Larry Walker, who wore number 33 and played goal before he played baseball. Can you imagine that? A guy wanted to play hockey, got cut in junior hockey, and his fallback was becoming a Hall of Fame baseball player. Isn't that all right? Anyways, thank you, and definitely good luck in Montreal. Hopefully you get some time. More time in Montreal and Laval than in Trois-Rivières. But anyways, we're going to take a break, and Dr. Rob Graham will be back talking to Ben about all sorts of stuff and probably a little bit about the mental game.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items, or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
Well, my friend, you are always such a wealth of knowledge. I can't retain the information like you can, but it always amazes me when you research. You know, we're really lucky to have a guy like Ben in our community here, and just hearing a little bit about some of his journey and then kind of relating that to Kenny Appleby's story, really interesting stuff.
Yeah, and you've actually donned some nice apparel that you're not always as most comfortable, even though I do call you Jose Theodore 2.0. You not only talk a little bit about the Canadiens franchise, but look at all the you share an amazing amount of knowledge that you've compiled as this closet Montreal Canadiens fan. So let's take a listen as Ben and Rob talk everything Montreal Canadiens.
Well, I'm super excited to be here with you, Ben. I really enjoyed listening to your insights with Chris. Now, anybody who knows me knows how much I despise the Habs, but I'm honoring you today, my friend. Now, I wear this Habs hat when I take the trash out every Thursday, so I guess we could call this real trash talk. But so I just wanted to begin. You'll see this picture here of Carey Price, and I know how much Carey, you know, in our last time together, you said, you know, he kind of was a bit of an inspiration. When you look at that picture, I mean, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's you're looking at prime Carey Price right there. I mean, the old Vaughns were awesome to see him in those. So, yeah, I mean, it's Means a lot. I mean, you look at a guy like that and what he's done for the game of hockey, and I mean what he continues to do. I mean, you saw him out on the ice there, I think at the Habs camp there. So, and he's always talking. I mean, when we went to World Juniors, he sent us a video there. Like he's a guy that I've talked to a little bit online and stuff, and he's just a really good guy. So I mean, it's you see stuff like that, you can tell he's trying to inspire the next generation to come up and play and be good, and we're putting time and effort into it. And I mean, you see a guy like that, and it's just, you want to play, you want to be that guy, right?
So and you're now playing in his organization,
exactly.
right?
So
I mean, how cool is that?
It's really cool. I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, I grew up a Habs fan, so I mean, to be in the organization and live out a childhood dream, right? So it's pretty special.
Well, and a little Joe Verbetic story. You're talking with Chris about Joe Verbetic, but I was on the ice with him in Maverick Parks a couple of years ago, and Joe pulled me over and showed me his catching glove, and it had Price on it. And I said to him, well, you better get that taken out and get your name put on it. But I guess Carey at one of the camps, Joe was kind of struggling a little bit with catching, and Carey gave him one of his gloves. And I thought that was really cool. That was a testament to his character, right?
No, he's an awesome guy. I mean, we've, like I said, we got the video from him, which was unbelievable. And I wanted to make sure that he knew that we were thankful for that. So I sent him a little text, and we were talking for a little bit there, and it wasn't even about hockey. We talked about hunting and fishing for a little bit there, and stuff like that. And he was just saying, like, he's got all the time in the world for that. But I mean, right now is your time, and he's focused and driven, and I mean, he tries to kind of put that into you. And I mean, an example like that is with the Joe situation. I mean, he's trying to give you other options to be the best you can possibly be, and I mean, that's what worked for him, and he's going to try to kind of bring that to you.
Well, I'm wearing my sunglasses. I wore them for Kenny's interview, and I'm wearing them for yours because I really believe the future is bright for you. I know Chris and I are really excited about you being a part of the Habs organization, and Kenny going to the Leafs. So this is really cool for us as local hockey guys to see two local products, get this opportunity. So we're really excited for you. But I wanted to ask, when you go to a new organization, does it change your preparation? Does it change your mindset? Is there anything you do differently?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, I'm sure you kind of fall into like little things with different people. I mean, when you get comfortable with a coach, your attitude's gonna change a little bit. I mean, you got to stay on yourself to kind of keep down and bear down and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you just got to go do your job, right? My job's saving pucks, so I mean, I got to go in there and just try to save pucks and work hard, whether it's in the gym, before a skate, in a warm up, or on the ice. So. There's all different aspects of it, but I mean, I try to keep it pretty similar with everything I'm doing, and just if I can keep it simple and all that, I usually find it works out for me. So I try not to switch up at all, and just kind of do what I've been doing since I was 15. So.
Well, yeah, and you're a vet. I mean, you've had this opportunity many times before, but something you said in the interview with Chris, and something that Kenny Appleby really talked about, and you kind of hinted at it, that Kenny said, and you talked about this in the interview with Chris, is that when you're just a good person and when you go in there and you're a good teammate, then good things happen.
Yeah.
Right? And,
no, 100%.
And you take that attitude and mindset going into a new team. I get the feeling that, kind of that's at the hallmark of what you're going to do. What are your expectations? Chris asked this, but do you have something to prove at this stage of your career? You've already had a really storied career. Any kid in Canada right now would look at you and say, my God, if I could ever achieve, 1/16 of what you have as a hockey player. But do you have a chip on your shoulder? Do you have something to prove still?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I haven't been able to kind of snag a real spot yet. So, I mean, being in the ECHL is awesome. And it's a start for sure. I'm still young, so that's the nice part about it. But to get up, I mean, like, you look at a guy like Kenny, that's a pretty awesome career, being able to stick in the A for as long as he has and gotten a couple NHL games. There's all that kind of stuff, right? So to me, it's just proving that I'm able to play there. I thought I did a good job when I was up last year with Rockford. I had a couple really good games there, and I thought I proved pretty well that I can play at that league. So, I mean, again, starting off with a new organization, you got to prove you can play there and prove that that's where you belong. So, I mean, going in, that's kind of the goal here, and I mean, prove that that's what I'm worth.
Awesome. I always like to talk a little bit about equipment. Tell me about going into this new organization. Obviously, you're going to be donning some some red on your new equipment, but what's going on with the equipment? Do you know what manufacturer you're going to be playing with yet?
Yeah. So I got all that stuff squared away. I mean, the organization in Montreal has been unbelievable to deal with. It was right away. This is what we're ordering. Go get your stuff. And it was right away. It was nice and quick, and it was awesome. But yeah, so I mean, I'm going back with my Bauers. I've been a Bauer guy now since I can remember. So yeah, I mean, I'm just going to go back to the Bauer gloves and pads. And the last year, I mean, I've gotten in with the Vaughn pants and helmet, and they've been unbelievable, and the CCM chest protector. So I mean, keeping it pretty much the same going into this year. But yeah, I mean, it's exciting. I mean, it's you get to throw some new designs around and all that kind of stuff. So I got one picked out. I mean, I'm getting to the point now where I'm trying to keep it pretty simple and just professional, right? I mean, I had my fun in junior with some crazy designs, so now I'm keeping it a little bit more calm and controlled.
And we were talking off camera that, you know me, I love equipment, and I've noticed a lot of the NHL goalies are going to the matte finishes on their masks, and you were tell me a little bit more about that. That's kind of the finish you're going for, right?
Yeah, I got my first matte last year. When you're getting the OHL paint jobs, they're high dollar paint jobs, so I wasn't able to do it. But yeah, I mean, last year I was able to go with Dave Art there, who, I mean, if you're a goalie, you know Dave Art, he's the guy, right? So, I mean, I've always seen Kenny getting those masks made up when I was younger, so getting to kind of get I guess it was my second Dave Art mask. I had one in San Jose as well. But my first true one where I was able to wear it and get going with it and have a full season, it was pretty special. I mean, it's a cool design, and the matte finish is awesome. I think, like you said, I mean, you're starting to see it more and more. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool design. I think it just kind of gives that rugged look, and without the shine, sometimes you can kind of glare and not be able to see the full design, right? So I mean, the matte, you can really see what's going on there, and it's yeah, it's really cool.
All right, my friend. Well, in the interview with Kenny, you know, we Chris and I, we want to make sure that our local goalies go in there as well prepared as you can. So we're not going to play this or that. We're going to have a little game of Montreal Canadian trivia.
Oh.
Now, this is very painful for me.
And me too,
but,
don't worry.
But I want to tell you a little story. Back when I played hockey in Parry Sound as a kid, my nickname was after a Montreal Canadian goalie, and I'm going to tell you a quick story. In the early 70s, Gump Worsley was a famous Habs goalie.
Okay.
And one day I went out on the ice and I took my mask off and I said, "Boys, I'm going to be the Gumper. You can shoot pucks at me."
Yeah.
So I let guys rip pucks at me with no mask, and I pretended I was the Gumper. And so my nickname with all my old Shamrock buddies is the Gump.
There you go.
Actually, ironically, my nickname is after a Montreal Canadian goalie. All right, anyways, that's out there now.
That's
okay,
funny.
First question. Here we go. What year were the Montreal Canadiens founded, approximately?
Approximately. I mean, original 6 teams, so it's gonna be early 1900s. I'm trying to think. You're gonna get me in trouble. I'm gonna go back.
You're good.
We'll see. Yeah, it'd definitely be early 1900s. I'm trying to think of when the league was established. I feel like it was like 1910 around there, probably. So I'll take that.
1909.
Yeah, there we
Good
go.
job.
I'll take that.
Excellent. All right, full points for that one.
There we go.
Now, this is a hard one. How many shutouts did Canadiens goalie George Hainsworth have during the 1927-28 season? 14, 10, 18, or 22?
In that time period, too, that's impressive. I mean, any of those are good. I feel like anything above 14 is insane. So if it's above 14, I'll take the wrong, but I'll go 14 on this one. I feel like
22.
Yeah, that's insane.
And half of the games that year they won with shutouts. If you can believe that.
I don't doubt it with 22. That's insane.
I think they had a 40-some game season. Yeah, unbelievable. So George Hainsworth, a very famous Canadiens goalie.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which Montreal Canadian goalie has won the most Stanley Cups?
Ooh, I think that's got to be like. Really gonna get me in trouble here. Got to be like Ken Dryden, maybe, I'd say.
This guy's on fire. Ken Dryden and Jacques Plante.
Okay, that was my second answer, but I wasn't sure.
6 cups. Yeah, good for you.
Yeah,
hey,
there you go.
You are definitely a Habs man. You're doing well. You're doing well. All right. This one, I think you're going to get it. What Habs goalie has the franchise win record? but never won a cup.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be Carey right there. Yeah,
I threw that one in to throw you a bone. 361.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's up there. That's not too bad.
Not bad, not bad, but never won a cup, unfortunately. Yeah. All right, as we wind it down here. Okay, this one, interesting. What Montreal Canadian goalie was the first one to ever score a goal?
Oh, this one.
This one's kind of a
This one's going to be a tough one, I can't lie.
It is a tough one.
Oof. I don't even know.
Any guesses?
More
of a modern goalie.
Modern? Oh, now I'm really lost.
2001.
2001. I wouldn't even.
Jose Theodore.
I was too. Yeah. I was like thinking that. I was like, I don't know if he would have been. I didn't think he was 01.
All right. Who is regarded as the most influential goalie in Montreal Canadian history?
It's a tough one because I mean you got guys like Price who I think are now considered more influential, but I mean Jacques Plante would probably be the guy with the mask and everything. So
you are on fire,
my friend. That'd probably be the guy right there.
Yeah, I mean, if you do a Google search, and when I was preparing for this, a lot of people cite Jacques Plante.
Yeah.
In 1959, kind of revolutionized the game by coming out and wearing a mask consistently. So a lot of people cite him, but he also won seven Vezina trophies.
Yeah, not too bad.
7 Vezina trophies.
That's impressive.
All right, so what recent Montreal Canadian goaltender acquisition is going to have one hell of a season?
Hopefully all of them.
How about Ben Gaudreau?
I'll take that.
Yeah. Hey,
I'll
buddy,
take that.
Thanks so much for joining. Chris and I were really excited for you.
Thank you very much. It was awesome to be back and get to talk to you guys again. Thank you. Awesome.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
Well done, sir. And I think maybe you thought at one point with the Canadiens trivia that you were going to get him, but man, he came back hard and was right on the ball for a lot of those Montreal Canadiens questions.
Well, you know, Ben told us that in our first interview with him, he was a big time Habs fan as a kid. He showed it in the trivia. He aced it, and you know, and you can see I'm a class act. You know it. I mean, I've donned this. This is very painful, and I've already apologized to Johnny Bauer and Mike Palmatier. But you know, it was really I was really impressed with his knowledge. And you know, you and I are both really excited for Ben and Ken to get this new start, and I'm just really looking forward to see how they grow it.
Yeah, for sure, and I'm unlike you. I was actually born in Montreal. My first pro event I saw was an Expos game, and of course Larry Walker, whose favorite goalie growing up was Billy Smith, and Ben Gaudreau told me that I know he didn't talk about it on the show, but he got to know Billy Smith through his hockey circles as well. So. A guy who, those old wooden sticks in the background, you wanted to stay out of the crease when
you sure did.
When Billy was around.
And you know, even though I'm not a Habs fan, I mean, how can you not love this guy, right? And a big mentor to Benny and so many goalies, and like just about every goalie that you and I have come through here at some point has kind of cited Carey Price as being a bit of an inspiration and a mentor. And you know, I have a tremendous amount of respect for him as a goalie. So it was really, really interesting. Really excited for Ben.
He took a next level with me. Ben went next level on me when you asked him about the most influential Montreal Canadian goalie, and he said Jacques Plante, and that almost floored me, and talked about the goalie mask. And you know, for a guy who was born literally 1 year before the Expos left Montreal in 2003, I was really impressed that he knew that and said, and oh yeah, he was the most influential, you know, started with the goalie mask. So this is a guy who's well versed in the history of not only Montreal Canadiens hockey, but Gumper, Rob Graham, even well versed in the Montreal Canadiens lore.
Isn't that ironic that my nickname as a kid growing up was after a Montreal goalie? But you know, going back to Ben, I think it's really important for any goalies watching this Goalie Resiliency podcast. You know, be a scholar of the game, immerse yourself in the game, and Ben kind of showed that. You know, he's immersed himself in the game. He knows some of the history, and I think that's really important.
It is, and we wish the best for him, and we wish the best for you. And thanks again for watching. That was episode 19. We look forward to episode 20 coming up real soon. I'm Chris Dawson, he's Dr. Rob Graham, and then the one and only producer extraordinaire, Michael Brown, behind the camera. Thanks for watching another edition of Goalie Resiliency.